Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. I'm Alexis Adams.
And I'm Phil Papour. On today's show, we discover which Pioneers team has run their way to a conference championship in only their second season.
We will also find out which pop star has announced his next international tour and when he will be coming to Pittsburgh to perform.
And WPPJ's Rockathon starts today. We sit down with someone from the radio station to learn more about the event.
Daybreak starts right now. So the weather, of course, we always have to come back and talk about weather. And today I lost the fight with the wind.
The wind was absolutely
horrible.
horrible.
My goodness, it just hit me with the right and the left, and I just didn't know what to do.
It's unbelievable. We're going to have to check out how the weather is this week. Light up nights on Friday. Let's send it over to Alex with the weather.
Thanks, guys. Well, everybody, all I have to say is that you better get outside today, because as we move on throughout the week, it's not going to be very nice, but today we are going to have all the sun that you could ask for. It's going to be a little bit colder out, but then as we move on throughout the week, it's going to be lots of clouds and lots of rain. It's going to be a little bit warmer on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Although as we move on throughout the week and progress to the weekend, you're going to be able to see that we are going to lose the rain temporarily. But that's only going to be for a short while, as then we get over to Sunday, and guess what? The rain is coming back, and it's going to get a little bit colder too. Not the best week, I could say. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Details have been released on the newly ratified adjunct union agreement. According to the exclusive report from the Globe on Thursday, 5 members of the Adjunct Faculty Association of the United Steelworkers voted to ratify the agreement by an overwhelming 93%. According to the agreement, adjunct professors at the university will receive incremental pay raises of 5% over a 3.5-year term of the contract. The document went on to state that the university can compensate above the rate if it chooses. The deal also ensures that the unionized members will, quote, not engage in authorized or threaten any mass absenteeism, end quote. This deal is the result of 10 months of negotiating, and more information can be found at www.pointparkglobe.com.
Last Thursday, Point Park held its second annual observance of Veterans Day in Village Park. The university currently has 150 veterans and military personnel enrolled in both undergraduate and graduate programs. Pennsylvania State Legislator and Point Park Board of Trustee member Jake Wheatley was on hand to speak of the time he spent with the Marines. The ceremony began with Dean of Students Keith Palo welcoming those gathered, and an ROTC color guard presented the American flag. Point Park Junior Musical Theater major Paul Hambridge sang the Star-Spangled Banner. The ceremony ended with the 20 veterans in attendance, including Pioneer students and staff, stepping forward to receive red, white, and blue lapel ribbons.
The Pittsburgh CLO Cabaret's current production features many familiar faces. In fact, the entire cast is made up of Point Park students and alumni. Altar Boys is the latest show to grace the CLO stage, and it centers on a Christian boy and putting on the final show of their Praise and Raise tour. This is a sacrificial music comedy that makes fun of Americans, boy bands, and phenomenons. The actors not only address the audience directly, but they refer to the venue and location of the show as well. Junior theater major Mason Alexander Park said that he is grateful to work with current students and alumni. He also said, quote, everyone in the show is talented and willing to take on a fun risk during the process. Even in our first rehearsals, I knew we were involved in something very special, end quote. The show runs at the CLO through January 10th.
It is officially playoff season for Point Park's fall sports, and one team already claimed the KIAC championship. In only its second year of existence, the men's and women's cross-country teams have claimed the conference crown. This year's championship was held Saturday, November 7th at the University of Rio Grande. 2 Point Park runners stood out at the tournament, taking first place in their respective races. Sophomore Katie Guarnaccia defeated the field of 82 by 9 seconds, while freshman Brian Moore triumphed in the field of 93 runners by 21 seconds. Both of these athletes were awarded Runner of the Year honors from the KIAC Cross Country Awards. The teams will now move on to the NAIA National Championship November 21st at Charlotte, North Carolina. Point Park will compete against 35 other schools at the final.
With some TV couples revealing all and others getting together and breaking up, there's always a lot to talk about in the world of entertainment.
To help us navigate through the Benefers, Bradgelinas, and now maybe the Blends is our entertainment reporter, Veronica.
Thank you guys. This week, Real Housewives of Orange County, Vicki Gunvalson, opens up about ex-boyfriend Brooke Ayers' cancer controversy. E-Online reports that the City of Hope Medical Center has never treated Ayers for cancer at their facility as claimed. Vicki released a statement regarding her estranged, lying boyfriend, saying, quote, "I don't talk to him, nor will I ever speak to him again." Moving on to some angels. Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, and Alessandra Ambrosio, and the other gorgeous ladies of Victoria's Secret strutted their stuff on Tuesday for the always anticipated Victoria's Secret fashion show. Performers included the beautiful Selena Gomez and the ever-so-creative singer, The Weeknd. This star-studded fashion music extravaganza airs in early December. A little bit country and a little bit rock and roll, and by that, I mean Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. It has been confirmed that the two are now an item. Sheldon and country queen Miranda Lambert divorced last July, while Stefani filed for divorce from Bush lead singer Gavin Rossdale in August. Gwen and Blake met on the set of The Voice and supposedly hit it off right away. Blake's best bud, Luke Bryan, was shocked to hear this couple's news. According to CNN, at last week's Country Music Awards, Bryan said, quote, "It can't be true because there's no way Blake could ever score a girl like that." Both Gwen and Blake seem to be happy, and Blake has been quoted saying that he's enjoying his time with Gwen. And speaking of pairs, Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas have announced they are going on tour together. The Future Now tour kicks off in Kansas City in June of 2016. Nick and Demi have a long history. They met working on Disney's Camp Rock back in 2008. More recently, Nick worked as musical/creative director of Demi's Neon Lights tour. Tickets for Future Now tour are available right now. Unfortunately, Phil and Alexis, it looks like you will have to travel to Cleveland or Hershey to catch this tour, since they will not be stopping in Pittsburgh this summer. Sorry, Phil. I know how disappointed you must be.
It's okay, Phil.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
I
getting
was dying to
Justin
see
at
that
least.
tour. Hey, we can go to Cleveland.
We
It's
can
no
go to
big deal.
Cleveland. It's a
pretty
fun
close.
road
Yeah, I don't
trip.
mind.
At least we get Justin this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real winner, obviously. But coming up after the break, we'll meet the assistant general manager of WPPJ to find out about their biggest and loudest event of the year, the 35th annual Rockathon.
And it seems like every day we're hearing another story that seems to infuriate everyone. Our very own Kyle Anthony will be joining us later to help us let off some steam.
Are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to. Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single? Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians.
No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered. Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
Welcome back to Daybreak. Now in studio, we are joined by Thrive Devlin, the Assistant General Manager of Point Park's WPPJ, to talk about their annual event, Rockathon.
Welcome, Thrive. Now let's start at the beginning. What exactly is Rockathon?
So Rockathon is basically a 67-hour event during which we broadcast the entire time and we try to raise as much money as we can for the Early Learning Institute.
Cool. Now, it's 67 hours. Is it one person or is it multiple shows?
We have a lot going on during that 67 hours, actually. We have 4 acoustic performances. We have all of our DJs that work at the station. They are all responsible for doing 1 hour of airtime. So we actually have about 30 hours worth of DJ airtime going.
Oh, wow.
We also have hours from CAB. We have airtime from UView. We have a whole bunch of different exciting stuff happening. So there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
Actually,
really
I
cool.
think Brittany and I are signed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
We are signed up. So you will hear my lovely voice on the air.
Good, good.
I'm just kidding. So do you get a lot of participation with WPPJ and the Rockathon?
Yes, we have a lot of different people participating. I'm going to be there the entire time. I know I took all 4 days off of work to participate.
So are you going to sleep, take a nap
Yeah,
anywhere?
exactly.
Probably.
Coffee
Yeah,
is going to be your
probably
best
a good
friend?
Coffee
idea.
will
Yeah.
probably drive me the entire time,
Yes.
and we are also supported by Red Bull, so there's going to be Red Bull throughout the entire event.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome
that's
because
key.
everybody's going to need something
Yeah.
to perk themselves back up.
So I know in the previous years you've done the Battle of the DJ where you've had last DJ standing one-on-one, but I think you've switched it up this year?
Yes. Starting at 3 p.m. today, we do have Justin Watson, who is going to be there the entire time. He's going to be DJing the entire 67 hours. But this year, instead of doing Last DJ Standing, we're doing the PJ DJ Relay, where it's essentially a team of DJs against Justin. So whoever raises the most money is going to ultimately be the winner of the relay.
Oh, okay.
And
that's
how does
cool.
is it how many songs they play? Who has the best mix? How is it determined who's going to win?
Well, what happens is it's donation based. So whoever
Okay.
wins the most money is the winner of the competition. So I have a team of 3 DJs, and they're each going to take one 22-hour shift while Justin's there for the entire 67 hours.
Oh, he's going to need some coffee
Yeah,
and Red Bull too.
He's going to need all the Red Bull.
He's going to drink all of it. It's going to be gone.
Yeah, I believe it.
I think this is a very interesting cause. How did you pick who you would donate the money to?
It's just something that's been in place for quite some time now. I know this is, like I said, this is the 35th year that we've done Rockathon. So Telly has always been something that's been very important to the radio station, and each year it just gets passed on, this duty of having this event. So we've always done it, and we're going to continue to do it for as long as possible.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so where do you get the money to fund this event? Since you have 67 hours, you need to get, like you said, the raffle baskets and all the things going on. Where do you get the money for that?
So for the raffle baskets, we've been asking for different clubs on campus and different organizations around the city to donate. So we do have donated prizes from WYEP, from the Hard Rock Cafe, from the Pirates, from the Penguins, from all of these different places. They donate it for free. So what happens is these students will pay, say, $2 for a raffle ticket, and they'll drop it in whichever prize they want to win. We'll have little baskets and jars and stuff set out. So all of that money from the raffle, as well as people are going to pay to Pi President Hennigan and Pi Blaine King, President of USG.
Right.
Through all of that, that's where we make the money to donate to the Early Learning Institute.
Okay.
I think that's even awesome. Everything is so awesome to me, pies and everything like that.
It's really exciting.
How did you get Paul Hennigan? I
We-
did not expect you to be
Like, how
dropping
did
his
he
name in a-
was he excited to be pied?
Well, we chased him down a hallway after one of our staff meetings. Paul Daniels chased him down and was, "I'm Paul Daniels, can you help us?" And he seemed to be totally on board with it. So we do have him coming in from 5:30 to 6:30 this afternoon, and he's going to be there. So it's $5 to Pi President Hennigan if you guys want to come down and do it.
Get your the good arm to go.
Yeah.
So how long have you been involved with the Rockathon? So is this your first one in your position, or?
This is my first time planning it. We initially wanted to have a Rockathon promotions director that would be in charge of doing all of that, but that fell through at the beginning of the semester. So I've kind of taken it on as my little baby, and that's been my biggest thing this semester with WPPJ. But otherwise, I've been with PJ since I was a freshman, so I have been involved with it in the last 4 years. I'm very excited to have this be my little child, and I'm excited to see it all come to fruition.
Is this your last year at Point Park?
Yes, I'm done in May.
Oh, so you get to do this as your last year?
Yes,
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
I'm
your,
really,
cool.
I'm
your
really
big bang
excited.
to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So are you going to go into radio when you are done?
I hope so. Right now, I do have a job in the hospitality industry, but going forth, I do want to continue to work with WYEP because I've been interning with them and hopefully get a job from there.
All right. Well, it looks like the staff at WPPJ will be very busy this week. I hope you all raise a lot of money for the Early Learning Institute.
Yes, and thank you so much for stopping by. And make sure you all stop by the second floor hallway of Lawrence Hall and check out Rockathon. Remember, all of the fun begins at 3 p.m. today and goes on until Thursday at 10 a.m.
When we come back, find out what Buckhoe has earned some hardware for the first time in our sports report.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I got a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the
Can you
questions?
just, like,
It's always a
answer me
question. It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine. Blaine. Blaine! Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship, and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
Thanks, guys. Indianapolis Colts will be looking at Matt Hasselbeck to keep their lead as the top team in the AFC South. Andrew Luck, who is the team's starting quarterback, is expected to miss at least a month due to a lacerated kidney and a partially torn abdominal muscle, but he is not expected to undergo injury. The injury happened on Sunday against the Denver Broncos at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And Green Bay Packers are also going into a major change this weekend. Head coach Mike McCarthy has named James Stark the new starting running back for Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions, replacing Eddie Lacy, who has left the game on Sunday against the Carolina Panthers due to a groin injury. There are no reports that this injury is the reason for Stark's start this weekend. And Dallas Cowboys defensive end Greg Hardy, who was accused of domestic violence charges against his ex-girlfriend Nicole Holder, has had the case dismissed. Hardy took to Twitter on Wednesday morning to declare his innocence, stating, quote, "Innocent until proven guilty. Lack of knowledge and information is just ignorance. The unjust prejudicial treatment of different categories of people is discrimination," end quote. He also changed his name on Twitter to Perfection, but later took it all down. Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett says that the team addressed the Twitter change with Hardy. Moving to the NCAAF, the Missouri Tigers are showing that athletes have more power than they think. The team took part in a protest about race problems on campus. The Tigers said that they would stay off the field until an African-American student protester ended his hunger strike over the race problems that have gone unnoticed. The team's stance created awareness of the issue, and the University of Missouri president Tim Wolf resigned, ending the students' week-long hunger strike. If the Tigers didn't play in this Saturday's game, the athletic department would owe BYU $1 million. Now, onto the world of baseball. This season might be over, but some players are still celebrating some major wins. Pittsburgh Pirates left fielder Starling Marte has won his very first Gold Glove Award on Tuesday night, beating Justin Upton of the San Diego Padres and Christian Yelich of the Miami Marlins for the award. He was also named the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year for left field in the National League. The players of this award are determined by using a formula that combines traditional defensive stats with advanced metrics, along with the data logged by baseball experts who work for Inside Edge, which is a scouting service. The Gold Glove for catchers went to the National League's Yadier Molina for the St. Louis Cardinals, and American leaguer Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Royals. The pitcher Gold Glove for the National League went to Zach Greinke, who is
who recently was with the LA Dodgers. And for the American League, Dallas Keuchel of the Houston Astros. For the complete list of this year's Gold Glove winners, you can go to MLB.com. Now, that gives the Pirates 2 Gold Glovers in the outfield, and I bet Gregory Blanco isn't too far away from claiming his first as well. Now, to local news, let's go back to Alexis and Phil at the couch.
A mother of 6 was fatally shot in East Hills last Monday. 28-year-old Marquay Wilson suffered a gunshot to the head and was pronounced dead at the scene. 20-year-old Marquise Reese was taken into police custody in connection to the death. Reese is the father of one of Wilson's children and had a history of abuse with the victim. According to a criminal complaint, one witness was inside the home and said she heard a loud boom, and shortly after, Reese came down the steps and said, "Don't say anything. I need you to come upstairs. She's hurt. You know we were both fighting," and then fled the scene. Reese communicated with police and negotiated his own surrender and admitted to struggling over the gun when it fired. When police arrived at the set location, he was not there, but was eventually found in a Penn Hills home. Reese took to social media to express his sorrow, saying, quote, "That's my baby's mom, and I'm innocent. I love her to death. Everybody knows our history. Back in the day, we used to fight. I'm mourning more than anybody. I wasn't even there, and they know that," end quote. Reese is being held without bond and is being charged with homicide.
3 cars were left severely damaged in Greenfield after a drunk driver crashed into them early Wednesday morning. According to police, 23-year-old Anthony Adragna was found after the accident was reported at Dale's Bar just 3 blocks away. Adragna denied being involved with the accident, but he had the keys to a red Jeep Cherokee that was involved in the accident and left at the scene in his pocket, a red mark on his forehead and a scratch on his arm. Adragna was given a breathalyzer test and had a blood alcohol level of 0.197, which is more than the legal limit, and he was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, reckless driving, and causing damage to unattended vehicles. Police also charged his friend Mark Rush Jr. with hindering apprehension for allegedly helping Adragna escape from the crash scene.
Bieber fans in the Pittsburgh area should be relieved to hear they will not have to travel far to see the Biebs in concert. Justin Bieber released his dates and locations for his 2016 Purpose World Tour, and Pittsburgh is on the roster. The 58-show tour is scheduled to begin March 9th in Seattle and will travel to Denver, Las Vegas, Dallas, Atlanta, and more. Tickets go on sale November 20th, and Pittsburgh can expect to see the What Would You Do singer July 13th, 2016 at the Consol Energy Center.
The University of Missouri was at the center of the news world last week, as Ashley touched on in sports.
With another part of the story, we go to Alex for our national news.
That's right, guys. Police arrested a suspect accused of making a terrorist threat on social media against University of Missouri protesters. 19-year-old Missouri University of Science and Technology enroller student Hunter M. Park was arrested Wednesday in a resident hall on the Rolla campus. The teen is accused of posting at least one anonymous threat directed towards Muzzo students on the social media app Yik Yak. School officials said no weapons were found at Park's arrest. Park is currently being held at a Missouri jail. A small jet crashed into an Akron, Ohio apartment building. Federal investigators said all 9 people on board were killed Tuesday afternoon after crashing into a 4-unit apartment building right before its scheduled landing at Akron Fulton International Airport. Investigators said the cause might be due to weather or the lack of an air control tower at the airport. The twin-engine Hawker 125-7A is a mid-sized corporate jet that holds up to 10 passengers. The investigation is still underway. A Texas grand jury indicted 106 people in the connection with the deadly biker shootout in May. McClellan County Criminal District Attorney Abel Reyna told CNN Tuesday the defendants are accused of, quote, engaging in organized criminal activity with the underlying offense being aggravated assault and murder, unquote. 177 people were arrested after 9 were killed and 18 others were injured on May 17 after the arrival of an uninvited rival biker gang resulted in a shootout at Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco, Texas. Reyna said there are 71 other cases yet to be presented to the grand jury. And the United States Soccer Federation plans to introduce new safety outlines regarding head injuries. With this plan, it bans heading for children 10 and under. This comes after 2 former youth soccer players and parents of current players filed a concussion lawsuit against the Federation and FIFA in August 2014. U.S. Soccer told BBC, quote, protecting the health and safety of athletes and preventing injuries is critically important to U.S. Soccer, unquote. U.S. Soccer hopes this will prevent future youth soccer-related head injuries. It will be interesting to see how this will affect youth development of soccer in the United States. Now it's time, for me to kick it back over to Phil and Alexis on the couch.
Thanks, Alex. There have been many stories in the last few weeks that have motivated people to share their opinions, especially on social media.
That's true. And our own Kyle Anthony will give us his take on many of these stories in a brand new segment here on Daybreak.
If you're having trouble with your schoolwork this semester, there's a helpful place on campus that you should know about. On the 7th floor of Lawrence Hall is the Program for Academic Success, which provides services like tutoring and academic counseling. The program's Writing Center is specifically designed to help you with your writing assignments, and you can even get help for them online. Students are encouraged to stop in the office, give a call, or send an email.
Every human being has a purpose, has a dream to have their voices heard, no matter where they come from, no matter where they go. As an American, it is their right to have freedom of speech. I have a dream that one day this message will speak louder than words, that even the quietest voice will not go unnoticed. That is my dream. What is yours? For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
Social media has been filled with red cups and student protests, amongst other things.
With more on these and other stories, we have Kyle Anthony, his new segment, How Dare You?
Thanks, guys. How dare you, University of Missouri? How dare you not get rid of your chancellor before the issue happens? Come on, this issue has been going on for months. But the only reason you decided to do anything now is because your football team said they wouldn't play. Oh man, our biggest donors aren't going to support us. You know what we need to do? We need to get them to resign. How about I do this to help your cause, Missouri? Here, you want some money? You want some money? Will this get rid of the issues you're having in your country? Will this get rid of the issues you're having on your campus? Because this isn't the first time this has happened. It's been going on for years, and other Missouri athletes and other people that have went to that university of color have complained about this. But you know what you have done? You have silenced it, repressed it, just like everyone else. Because you know what? Racism isn't a real thing in this country, but it is. It's an ever-present issue that everyone just wants to make quiet. Now, how dare you people that just watch the presidential election because you think it's another episode of the Kardashians? Are you serious? You're going to let our country be dictated? You're not going to know what's going on because you think it's funny? It's funny. Oh, let's watch Donald Trump. He's going to say something funny. Why don't you listen to Donald Trump to see if he has a valid point? See if he can help you in this presidential election. But oh, wait, it's more entertaining. Stop being a bimbo and watching the idiotic people on the Kardashians and stop being them. Stop being one of those people in America that make us look bad. Stop being the bimbo you are. Now, really? You're complaining about a Starbucks cup? How dare you complain about a cup of coffee? It is a cup. Who cares if it's holiday? Who cares if it looks like an ornament? Who cares if it says Merry Christmas? If you actually like the coffee, you're going to go there. Why do you complain about a cup of coffee? There is bigger issues. We have racism. We have illiteracy. We have so many other issues, not just in our country, but around the world. But you decide you just want to complain about coffee. You know what? You people just make me sick. Like, come on, here. My tie is probably worth as much as your cup of coffee, but you want to complain about this? It doesn't say Merry Christmas. You want to complain about that? And how dare you, producer of this show, not giving me more time? Now back to Phil and Alexis at the desk.
Wow.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Thanks, Cal. Hopefully we can get past all this petty stuff and probably worry about more important things because, again, how dare we?
How dare we? And thank you for tuning in to another edition of Daybreak. Make sure you tune in again next week for some entertainment and some news and everything in between.
Have a great week, Point Park.